Pisces, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late July 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Piscean people out there. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going. My guides and spirit team, talk to me about Pisces. What do we have in late July 2024 for my good friends? It is Leo season. Let's see what's happening. What energies, messages, insights can we pull here for Pisces? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Pisces. Please, late July, what's happening for my good friends? Very quick. And again, we have some prototypical Piscean energy. There could be something connecting to like your dreams and your intuition, of course. And I would say out of my career reading here on YouTube, I've seen this card show up for Pisces more than any other sign. It's very common, very daydreamy, very etheric. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little more in depth about this card that often likes to show up in our Pisces readings here. So we see this lady, she's under an umbrella. There's this beautiful, colorful, etheric background. There's bubbles. It just feels very dreamy. Notice that she's kind of writing in a book. Now this kind of feels like a cross between the Four of Cups and a dreamscape, right? Like, so for some Pisceans, you might be in your thoughts a little more than you normally are. You might be daydreaming a little bit, right? We're known as the dreamers, and you all know I'm part of the collective myself. We have very active imaginations and minds, okay? Now, we're used to dealing with this energy. When I see it for other signs, I'm like, hey, you might need an outlet for this. But a lot of people know that Pisceans, we walk with one foot in the material world, another in the spiritual, and the spiritual's showing up in a very strong way. There could be something around sleep and rest. So for some Pisces out there, make sure you're getting the proper rest, relaxation, but pay attention to your dreams. Very, very important. Okay, not just daydreams, we're talking about actual dreams, because you might be receiving signs from spirit. But aside from that, very imaginative. And again, I would always embrace the Pisces collective to embrace their creative potential and bring it out of the etheric realm into the material. So we'll just leave it at that. Could be very simple. Your mind might just be a little more active. Let's get into tarot now. And I always say this first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright, then we'll get that intuitive juiciness going. Shuffle it up here one time for my Pisceans. What do we got for the Pisces collective? Talk to me. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. There was a pretty good energy surrounding it. I did see possible situations here that you might need to overcome, but the reading was titled A Massive Payoff. So just know, if there's something you're dealing with right now or working with, the potential payoff is going to be well worth the effort. That's kind of like the big vibe I was picking up last week. So let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get 3 cards out here for Pisces, please. What's going on for my friends? Let's see what we got. Okay. Okay, we got the 10 of Wands. So again, I know I was already talking about rest and relaxation. Could be extra important now that we have this 10 of Wands, this little bit of burdensome type of energy. And we shall talk about it. Very determined at the very least. Let's see what else comes out. Thank you. All right, strength card, cool. So again, I do see whatever situations popping up, like this is a good amount of determination with strength in the center. Let's get one more out, and we'll really piece this together. What do we got for Pisces? Strength could be important just because of the season we're in right now as well. Okay, we got the Queen of Wands, all fire, my good friends. Very fiery type of energy. So whereas in that very beginning, we did see that Piscean imagination, the vibe that's coming up within the full spread itself is just like very fiery. Now, before we fully dive in, let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So again, at first look, first glance, I know I was already speaking about the fiery energy, and it's here. We have the 10 of Wands, the strength card, which is Leo energy. We have the Queen of Wands, so it's all fire. Now, I always say that fire could be several different things. It could speak about your vitality, the inner energy that you have. You might be fired up about something here. It could be very good for taking action and moving things forward, but fire can also be a little unpredictable. It could also be a little explosive. That's something to keep in mind as we work through. But again, with all these energies, I'm not picking up any huge red flags as of yet. So let's go through bit by bit and really start to build this out. So position number one, we have the Ten of Wands. And we see this individual there. They have that big bundle of sticks. Normally they're walking up a hill. So I always say this could be a burden type of energy. It could be a little heavy. So there might be certain situations or problems that you might be dealing with that are taking a bit of a toll. It could be mental, it could be emotional, it could even be physical for some of you. So watch your health in this time. Very important. Make sure you're not depleting your energy in this time. So make sure you're getting the rest, the recuperation, whatever it might be with this Ten of Wands. I also would like to say this card can represent your physical body, especially the neck, back, and spine. So you might be a little tense. You might need a little rub down when this card is in the mix. But the good thing I like about this Ten of Wands is although there's all those little cautionary energies attached to it, and it could just be a heavy situation, to me, this is determined. Kind of like an energy we were picking up last week where it's like, all right, I will push through this. I will overcome this. I am not stopping. Doesn't matter that these are heavy. I'm going to keep going, which is good, especially with the card that comes up right next to it, which reinforces that vibe here. So I think that's a really nice way for us to start the reading. But again, if we're looking at the challenges of the Ten of Wands, this is somebody going through something, right? It could be a tough situation of some sort. Now, moving to the center, we have the Strength card. Now, this takes on a little extra significance because this is a card that represents the zodiac sign of Leo, the lion, right? And currently, we just moved into Leo season. So the clarifier might tell us some themes, like when we pull the next one, how, like, what might be happening over the next few weeks, even though this is just a weekly reading. But if you're not connected to Leo, to me, this is a card of one's internals, right? The type of person they are, the personality they have, their determination to get through things, but also it's a loving, caring, empathetic energy as well. It's angelic. So there might be certain situations that you need to have a little bit of empathy when this card is in the mix, and that's okay. Now, when we get to the challenge of the Strength card, because remember, we have the physical strength here on the front end. This is the internal strength. Spirit might be testing you in a couple different ways, so keep that in mind, especially with these first two cards. When I see strength, I think of karmic test or tests from spirit in one way or another. If there is something you're refraining from, you might be tempted in this time as well. That's something to keep in mind whenever strength is in the mix. Now, moving to the very back end, as we get strength tucked right back here in the middle, we have the Queen of Wands. Now, fire sign energy, it might be connected to an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If that is not the case, queens always represent the internal aspects of the suit that they're in charge of. And this Queen of Wands is all about, again, your energy. What are you giving your energy to? Are you wasting your energy on things? So, like, we see a nice congruent theme so far. But a big thing with the Queen of Wands is self-confidence. Like, how are you treating yourself? How do you feel about yourself? Are you confident in yourself and your own abilities and how you are as an individual? Those could all be questions that link into her. She's beautiful. She's confident. She's a sexy type of energy as well. So some Pisceans, it might just be as simple as changing something about your appearance or something about your look. But I do like this Queen of Wands because it's a very desirable type of energy. But again, with all this fire, there could be a little bit of unpredictability and explosiveness that we want to take a look at. So I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Pisces people. Please and thank you. What's going on? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on that Ten of Wands? And if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Pisces, you could drop it right in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Ten of Wands. What's this about? Thank you. Okay. Someone doing something begrudgingly. This is someone that's doing something not because they really want to, but because they have to for whatever reason. Or it's someone saying, you know what, I'm not really happy about this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So whether that's you or another person, it's kind of like, all right, well, I'll meet you in the middle. I'm not super happy about this, but we'll make it happen, or we'll make it work. It's like giving me that kind of energy, which is very, very peculiar. So let's talk about a little more in depth. For some of you, there could be a serious situation or an important situation, and you're not really too happy about it, but you're just saying, screw it, I'm going to get through it anyway. Like, I'm not super happy about it, but whatever, what can I do? It's like giving me that kind of energy. The Nine of Cups is usually in the upright, very welcoming. It's wish fulfillment. It's very kind and courteous and nice. When it's in reverse, it's like, I'm not really too happy about this. So again, there could be an important or serious situation you might be dealing with where it's like, okay, this is definitely not ideal and I'm not really liking this, but I'm going to push through it anyway and possibly make concessions. Like, I'm not saying that's definitely you, but this could be someone else's energy where they're like, okay, I'll concede, fine. It's like giving me that kind of energy too. So take that for whatever it's worth. Again, on its simple terms with the 10 of Wands and 9 of Cups, it could just be, again, a serious or an important situation. But yeah, it's like, I'm not super happy about this. Let's keep moving. I don't want to get stuck up here. It is what it is, right? Let's go in on the Strength card. Maybe we'll get a little more detail. So why is Strength in the mix? There's Strength here. Thank you. Page of Wands, so we're getting a little bit more fire. Okay, so for a lot of you, there might be someone you're connected to that could need some words of encouragement from you, or you might need words of encouragement from somebody else as well. This could absolutely be a conversation, an emotional one, even though we're not picking up a lot of cups. When I see the Strength card with the Page of Wands, there's obviously a talk happening here. There's obviously a communication. Now, for a very small portion of you with all this fire, this could be a surprising talk or conversation, maybe even an unexpected one that you just don't see coming. Very possible that you get that surprising talk. But to me, the page is like, all right, we're coming in, let's go. So I'm getting that motivational type of energy here as well. So for you, you might need to talk to someone, motivate them, give them a little fuel for the battle that they're going through, or that might be something you need, Pisces. Maybe if you're feeling like something's a little too rough or you're not really happy about it, maybe you need a little pep talk of some kind, because in the center, the Strength card with the Page of Wands, aside from the conversation I was already speaking about, to me, it just feels like someone trying to boost one's confidence. And it also links into what we have over here. So again, very simple, straightforward type of message here, not very complicated. This could be a surprising or unexpected talk for sure, one that comes in quick and fiery. But aside from that, I do feel like this is someone just saying, hey, I'm on your side, I'm on your team, we're good, we got this, you got this, let's just keep pushing forward. Like, it's very motivational. So let's keep moving forward. If that's not the case, there could be someone that just needs your empathy for whatever reason. Let's keep moving. So why is the Queen of Wands here? Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. Intriguing little mixture of energies we got going on here, my Pisceans. So why is that Queen? Thank you. Two of Wands. So tons and tons of fire here, my friends. Okay. So when I see the Two of Wands, it is a planner. It's a strategist. And I feel for a lot of you, and as a Pisces myself, I know a lot of times we are very much go with the flow. Sometimes we feel like taking things intuitively. Sometimes we just like to go with it and see how it happens. Let's flip the coin and see what shows up. But for me, there is a great energy around plans coming to fruition. Okay. And I know that's something I've been seeing for Pisces in recent weeks as well. The importance of strategy, the importance of planning, the importance of setting goals. Now, this could come in a lot of different forms, whether it is relationship based, whether it is work and career based. It's good to set benchmarks in what you're shooting for. Okay. Now, the Two of Wands, yes, it could be decisions and choices. I feel like if you do have to make a choice or a decision, you're going to make the right one. Okay, to me, this feels like someone making the right move. So this is really nice. But a big thing I'm picking up here is a plan coming together. So this could, once again, that payoff energy, or this is a big win. Because if you plan it, it will gel. It'll come through. Not saying it's going to be easy. There is effort, right? Like it's not simple by any means, but I do feel like something's going to come together for you and gel in a very good way. Okay, if you plan it properly. Okay, so again, all this fiery energy could be good for making moves and taking action right now, especially if there's things you've been putting off. Let's go through and do a quick little recap, because I feel like there's a complexity to this week's reading, Pisces. Although we started off with a very Piscean energy in the very beginning, This is very fiery and different. So let's go through before the shadow card. Position number 1, we have the 10 wands with the 9 of cups in reverse. I did say there might be, you know, a situation that's either serious or important where it's like, I'm not really happy about this, but I'm going to do it anyway. It could just be that situation where you're not super happy about what's going on or how it's going through and elapsing. But I did also get like a meet in the middle type of energy where it's like, okay, well, I'll make it work. We'll make it work one way or another. It did feel like someone conceding a little bit of ground. Not saying it's you, it could be someone else. Meeting in the middle. Moving to the center, we have the Strength card with the Page of Wands in the upright. Again, this could be like a surprising, unexpected type of talk, or someone popping up out of nowhere. That's absolutely, that could be the case right here in the center. But I also felt like somebody needing words of encouragement. So for some Pisces out there, if you are going through a difficult situation or a tough time, maybe you need someone to talk to. Maybe you need someone in your corner to push you forward, to remind you who you are, type of energy. Whether you're pushing someone forward or whether they're pushing you forward. As we get to the back end, everything comes together because we have the Queen of Wands with the 2 of Wands. And I went on this whole little speech about how us Pisceans, we like to go with the flow, which is very true. But there's something here about a plan coming together. So if you plan it, it will gel. There's a payoff, win-based type of energy here on the back end that if you keep pushing, you will get the result you want. So I feel like this is a win in the end for sure. Lots of different things going on, but now's the time to take action. If there's things you've been delaying, if there's things that you haven't been making moves on, now might be the time to act. So please take a screenshot of that if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my Pisceans. Let's see what's going on. Guides and Spirit team, what do we got for Pisces? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, what do we got here in the shadows for Pisces? Quick, thank you. Hey, we got the Knight of Cups, another Piscean card. So it's like we had that watery energy in the very beginning, and we're capping it off with the beautiful Knight of Cups. So this could be a lot of different things when it shows up in the shadows. For a portion of you, this could be an emotion that you're trying to keep to yourself. Maybe you're just trying to be a little private in general. For some Pisceans, that's one of our cards if you're not connected to another water sign. So for a bunch of you, you might be in hermit mode, or you might just be staying in your lane, keeping to yourself when this card shows up in the shadows. At the very least, this is somebody not sharing their full emotions. Now, there could be a portion of Pisces out there that you may have just recently been through an emotionally heightened situation with the Knight of Cups as a shadow card, or even a romantic one. But the fact that it's in the shadows means it's still there. It is moving forward, and I do like the energy connected to it. But again, this is someone possibly staying in their own lane. So now might be a quiet time, but you might be coming out of that shell soon with all this need for action I saw. So you might have to step out of your comfort zone. But yeah, my friends, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The link is down below. But for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of another one of my favorite decks, the Wizard's Tarot. Absolutely beautiful and works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, since I have the travel bug lately, let me know down in the comments what is the most beautiful place you visited in person. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.